Hello friends, welcome back again. In my previous video I have demonstrated how you will run a database in another container and front-end app by using the PHP in another container, and how you can access the database and its table by using the PHP scripts. In this video I am going to demonstrate how you can achieve or how you can see the rolling updates functionality of the OpenShift cluster, and how rolling updates is going to work, how you will roll out your application or the deployment config, how you will roll back to your application and deployment config as well. So let's see. I have created a one file. So here I need to create a one project first. So let me do it from the CLI. Project name is called rolling dash update. This project name could be anything. Then I'm going to create a deployment by using this image OpenShift /hello, and I'm saying create the replicas 9 of this particular application. So it means 9 pod will be running, and the name of this deployment will be rolling. So this name could be anything, it depends on you. And this image will be downloaded from the Docker Hub if it is not present on your nodes. So the deployment config has been created. We can use the command ocget tc. So you will see the deployment config is rolling, is created, and this is the revision number is 1, desired is 9, and current is 9. So there is a state the n number of pods. So in my case it's a 9 number of pods should be running, and current is 9. You can see also ocget pod, and these pods are running. You can also see the ocget rc, so it is managing the 9. Okay, now let's see, do you have the service? Because oc run command doesn't create any service, so you can use the ocget svc. There is no service, so let's create a service. So service can be created by using the deployment config. So I'm saying oc expose dc rolling. So this is my deployment config. Rolling is the name of my deployment config, and I'm saying expose the port number 8080, and it will give you the service here. So it is the service name is also rolling, and it got the IP address, this one, which is the cluster IP. Okay, now you can see all the pods which were running, they have registered their self inside the service as an endpoint. So all the pods has been registered in this particular service. You can expose this service for the outside world. They can access this application. So I'm just using so we can use here this oc expose command, and if you remember you can also use here host name, but if you don't want to use the host name, that's okay. It will create your application name dash your project name dot your subdomain name. This is the URLs format. So I'm just using oc expose svc and expose the service, and now you can see ocget root. It will create the root for your application, this rolling dash update. So this is the name, and this rolling dash update is my project name, and this is my subdomain name. Okay, let me bind this name to my etc host file, because I'm not using the DNS. So by default it is binded here, that's okay. And now I can use this command while true do curl, and this is the curl. I'm using here my application URL. I'm putting here sleep1 and done. So it will give you this one, hello OpenShift to you. This is the index.html, you can say, or the page has been configured inside this image. Okay, uh, now let's do one thing. I would like to change something. Instead of hello OpenShift, I would like to put something else. So what I can do, I can use, or I can set this environment, because this is the particular image has a environment variable is called response, and if you change the response from something to something, so this will be responded there. So I can put here this, but before putting something in the response variable, I would like to increase the seconds in the deployment so that I can see the rolling updates in the real time. So you can see here OC get DC. So here is my DC. So OC edit DC, and DC name is called rolling. And here this is my spec, and inside the spec you can see the strategy. By default strategy is called rolling. So by default OpenShift has the rolling update functionality, but here few settings you have to like do. You can see the max surge means number of pods on the same time, unavailability percentage, and so on. So I'm not doing any change in it. I'm just changing the internal interval seconds from 1 second to 20 seconds, and update period second between the pods is also 20 seconds, so that it will update the pods after the 20 seconds, and it will have the gap of the 20 seconds while checking the other pods here. So this is the like a change I have done here. Once you have done this change, let me set this one, hello from new role. As of now it's saying hello OpenShift. All those containers is responding to this text. So I'm setting here hello from role, so a new role. So here just press enter, and you can see has been updated. I think there is a command OC rollout status and deployments, and deployments name is called rolling. Oops, DC slash, I think it's a Kubernetes command. Yeah, you can see writing for this one, and 8 out of 9 has been updated, and it's updating. And here meanwhile you can see here hello from new, and some is still having the hello OpenShift, some is changing. Now it's completely changed here. So this is the rolling update. So if you come back here and see, yeah, latest deployment config is back to observed by the controller loops, and 9 all those things has been changed. So you can track the status of your rolling updates as well, and everything, I think all the pods has been updated, but in a rolling strategy, by default strategy is like 25% and the same time. So you can change these strategies by looking the documentation page from the openshift.org. Here you can see we have changed our context from hello OpenShift to hello from new role, and once it is completed you can see the rolling 2 successfully rolled out, and all the pods has been updated with the context. So if you check it here, your DC, you will have the revision number 2, and you can check the here all those 9 pods are running. Everything is mentioned here. So I have set it this one. So before setting these two things, I have done this small change in my DC config. I have changed the interval seconds here. So if you would like to know what the mean by interval seconds, so let's go to here, rolling updates OpenShift example, and here we can have the strategy. As of now I'm using 3.9. oops, yeah, 3.9, and yeah, you can see here there is a here is a interval second. So what does it mean? It's a 2. So the time to wait between polling the deployment status after update. If unspecified, this value by default to 1 second. I have also changed this one, update period seconds. So here it's a 1. This is the time to wait between individual pod updates. If unspecified, this value defaults to 1. So I have just changed these two. If you want to change the max surge and max unavailable, so this is also available. You can see here max surge is the optional and default to 25% if not specified. So see the information below for the procedure and something, so you can get the details about it, how many you want to put in the max surge, max unavailable, you want to put in the percentage, or you want to put in the static numbers. So these things can be achieved by using this documentation. Okay, now you will see once you have done the changes, you will get the rolling updates 2, means this is the revision number 2, and all those pods will be recreated. So if you see here, these are the pods, and now all the pods ID will be changed because you have triggered the deployments again, and this is the new IDs. Okay, now I ran this command on this laptop, on my laptop here. So it's every pod has been updated as of now, so it's continuously running. Let's do the another change here. I am just setting the another context for it. So I am just putting here this value. So nothing is new, just that I have added here 2, so it is also going to trigger. And meanwhile you can come to the document dashboard here and see what is happening on the graphical side. I think yes, this one, and see here. So you have total 9 pods and 3 pods. So you can see here they are scaling, and it is scaling down, right? So this is the real-time implementation of the rolling updates. So until unless your pod is not going to serve the service, your older pod is not going to be delete, right? So, and meanwhile you can come to the CLI, and here you can see this is the information, and now you can see some is responding to the new role and some is responding to the 2. So it means the pod has been updated, all those pod has been updated. And this time we will have the revision number 3. If I get the DC, so you can see here this is the revision number 3, right? Okay, let's assume your deployments has been failed, or you have some issues, or you want to get the information about it. So you can view the deployment history. So you can use this command, rollout history. So it will give you the list. So these are the 3, 1, 2, 3. What the changes you have done inside it, you want to get that one history as well. So here you can put that particular revision number and this, and it will say you have mentioned response hello from new role. And if I put here third one, it will say it is this one. So these changes I have done in these 2 deployments. I think as of now this is not responding as per my expectations, or this is some issues I'm failing or I'm facing. So somebody saying, okay, let's go back to the previous successful deployment. So what you can do the undo, right? So here you can do, but before like undo, due to something your deployments has been failed and you want to retry it, so you can use this one, retry. But if your deployment was successful and it says the rollout 3 is complete, only failed deployments can be retried, right? So if your deployment was successful, it will not do anything. If you want to do the new deployment, you can do this command, but I don't want to do the new deployment. So this was the also good option. You can retry the failed deployment, and it will start triggering the deployment again to you. But if you want to go back to the last successful deployment, so just use this command, OC rollout undo and the name of the deployment config. So what it will do, it will go back to the previous successful deployment. So we can check it here. Previous successful deployment was hello from new role. That's it. There were not second, means 2 integer number. So let's see and wait here. It will start undoing those things. You can see, yeah, so 2 pods here has been updated, you can see, but still 2 is running on the latest one, but it will change, you know, again and again. So this is the way we can achieve. Yeah, you can see here still these are the some which is responding from the latest one, but I configured to undo from the latest to my previous. So you can see here the second one has been gone. So your response is now hello from new role. That's it. There is no 2 in the end of this particular context. So if you want to go back specific version, like I would like to go to the specific version is called first one, how many DC I have. So it will show you here 4. You can see the history. It will show you 1 2 3 4. I would like to go to the 1. So you can use here undo dash dash 2 dash revision equal to 1. So when you press enter, now you are going back to the specific revision. So it will give you the hello for OpenShift kind of things to you, because I have rolled back my deployment to the revision 1. And meanwhile, if you are checking the web console, it's doing the things for you. It's using the pods, scaling down the pods and scaling up the pods. So this is very interesting here. So graphical looks very better, and yeah, scaling to 8 4, and now these are the scaling. Okay, and here I can check, yeah, you can see hello from OpenShift, and still few pods has the hello from new role, but after this one you will see everything will be set up. So this is the example of like rolling updates. You can put the different strategies. There are a couple of more options to put the strategies in the rolling updates. You can recreate the pod, you can execute few things before and after and so on, because this is not the small topic. So my aim to just demonstrate how the rolling updates is by default enabled in OpenShift, and how you can see the differences while updating or doing some change in the deployment config. If the deployment config has been triggered and successful, it was not successful, so what you can do, you can undo the deployments. So this time you can see I have undone my deployments to the revision 1, and I am looking only the hello OpenShift, right? So this is about this rolling updates. Let's delete everything, because I do not have much resources on this particular system. I'm just deleting. I'm deleting the whole project. So remember, if you delete the project, it will delete all the pods, deployments, replication controllers, services, and so on. Whatever the things you have created inside this project, everything will be deleted. So I hope you have got the clear picture about the rolling updates, how rolling updates works, and how you can achieve this functionality by default is enabled. I hope you like this video, and thank you for watching. See you in next session. Thank you.